First of all, let me just tell you guys how hard it is to look at yourself on camera. Second of all, let me tell you how hard it is to overcome 74 million insecurities I'm feeling right now about being on camera. Hey Bangin babes, this is Kaylee, aka the Bangin Beauty. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notifications every time I upload a new video. If you've been here before, welcome back. Sit on down. We're gonna talk about these freckles, okay? So I have henna freckles, right? So everybody has been like, what are those? What are you doing? Where are you getting from? So, of course, I wanted to film a video so I could tell you guys first how I get these henna freckles, okay? So let's get into why I have them. So, sis was scrolling down Instagram and I seen this girl putting on henna freckles and I was like, obsessed. I love them for a couple different reasons, right? They were cute on her, and I'm gonna put a picture right here of the girl that I'm gonna just do a screenshot so you can see her name. The girl that I got the idea from. Lil sis was on there doing all kind of hoopla all over her face, and I just loved it. Not only did I love the look of it because I love a good faux freckle, but also I have some insecurities about my skin. I have rosacea, I have a lot of redness and blotchiness, and I felt like the faux freckles would be a way for me to be able to camouflage some of those insecurities so that I didn't feel like I had to cover things up every single day, because let's face it, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, okay? And I don't want to have to wear a full face of makeup every day. Quite frankly, I don't wear a full face of makeup every day, but I still feel some insecurities. So I felt like this would be a way for me to be able to rock my natural skin and not feel so about the way I was looking, right? So that was like the main reason why I wanted to try it, was really because of the insecurity. I've done faux freckles on top of my makeup before, but nothing that was ever sustainable on my natural skin. And this, sis, is sustainable enough for me, right? So what is henna, might you ask?
It's funny you ask me that.
So henna is defined as the powdered leaves of a tropical shrub used as a dye to color the hair and decorate the body. It's an old world shrub which produces henna from small pink, red, or white flowers. So henna, people use henna. Here are a couple pictures. A couple pictures of some henna designs that people get on their skin. Henna is also used to color hair. For people that have allergies to ammonias or harsh chemicals or things like that, henna can be a natural alternative to those things. So henna is generally lasts from about 1 to 4 weeks on your skin. With me having it on my face, an area that I wash frequently, not only because of my makeup that I post on social media, having to constantly wash my face, but because of that, but my normal routine, so my morning and evening washing as well. So I actually only get a couple days of wear out of my henna before it starts to fade to just, you know, oh, you have a blotch right here. And normally this is the area that lasts longest, that and right here in the middle of my forehead. So with that, I have to do the henna every couple days. And although there are quite a few dots, it's really not as tedious as you might think it is. I don't mind it. I put on my current podcast, which is My Favorite Murder, and I listen to that and just it takes about 10-15 minutes for me to do all of this. It seems to be safe for most adults when used on skin or hair. It can cause some side effects such as inflammation on the skin, including redness, itching, burning, swelling, scaling, broken skin, blisters, and scarring. So just make sure before you attempt to do something like this that you test out a patch of henna on your inner arm, because that's a pretty sensitive area. Just a small patch to see if it works for you. Obviously, if you have a reaction, don't do it, sis. I'm not a henna specialist, so don't by any means take any of my advice on this video if you think you might be allergic to it or have any issues. And don't come crawling back to me if it don't work for you. So, what you should do with henna is you should leave it on until it peels off. But with this, and it being your face and being so sensitive, and you also not wanting it to be as pigmented as you would if you got a whole henna tattoo on your arm, I actually put the dots on my face and I leave them on for about 10 minutes and no longer than that. Also, instead of the normal scraping off of the henna, I use soap and water, like my beauty bar, as if I'm cleaning my face. And I actually scratch all the dots off with my the tips of my nails very lightly. The biggest reason for me doing that when I wash the henna off is to kind of fade the color a little bit. I don't want them to be super pigmented. I do like a little extra pigment only because when I take my makeup pictures, I still want you to be able to see them through. But right now they are actually coming off on camera a lot darker than they are in person. So, you know, I recommend that if you're doing it on your face to wash them off with soap and water and give it a little extra scrub just to get some of the extra pigment off. Because if you leave them on longer than 10 minutes, you're going to be looking crazy, sis. But this is pretty much the finished product. So the henna I used is this Galecha henna. And this henna I'm not too sure. I got it on the internet. Not too sure if I got it on Amazon internet or Ali internet or Wish internet, but I know that it was really cheap. So what I'll do is I'll update you right here which one it was, and in the description box below I will be sure to put which one I purchased or the link to the one I purchased if I can find it. Just make sure when you're purchasing henna, it comes in multiple different colors. So just make sure that you're purchasing a henna that's going to correlate with your skin tone. I purchased a dark brown because I have dark brown hair. That was my reasoning for purchasing a dark brown henna. They have lighter hennas, they have red hennas, they have orange hennas, they have black hennas. There are all different colors that you can purchase to kind of correlate with your skin tone and to match your hair color, just again so that they look natural. You want to make sure that you don't just go buy dark brown just because I had dark brown. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you get something that's good for you. Okay. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Right now, what I'm going to do is just insert a clip of me dotting the henna. After I dot it, like I said, I let it set for about 10 minutes. And then I do a nice gentle scrub and scrape of the henna. It'll come off in little dots. Just be sure, because it does stain, to make sure you get it all out of your. So you want to make sure that after you're done cleaning your face, that you take a little baking soda, a Comet, or whatever you got, sis, and you don't hit that sink with it. So don't mind the cars in the background, guys. That's what I get for having sheer curtains in the beauty room. Anyway, so here is a clip of me doing my dots. Other than that, that's pretty much it here. So I have this really thick age control day cream by Studio 35 Beauty. I have no idea where I got this from. I use that right before I put my makeup on, so that my skin isn't dry, and I get specifically dry around my mouth region. I'm sorry, the label's kind of light, so it might be hard to read. I got this from Ulta. I'm going to take some of this and create a nice greasy base. I'm going to lean in a little bit here, and I'm just going to start dotting. So here I have a fairly large spot a fairly large spot of hyperpigmentation right there. So I just made a random size blot over it, and I learned fairly quickly that you're gonna want to make splots more than you want to make dots. That makes any sense. So I'm kind of just like messily, is that a word? I'm just kind of like sporadically dabbing the tip and squeezing very lightly in random places on my face. I'm also going back and forth between the sides because the first time I did it, I kind of just did a general swoop across my face. And when I did that, this side ended up being darker than this side, and also therefore lasting longer than this side. And I think by literally just alternating spaces and spots all over your face, it changes the variation in color of the henna, and therefore making it look more realistic. So as you can see, I'm not going like as much. There are some spots where I go directly in that I want just like little dots, but for the most part, I'm holding it so that it creates like almost a little splatter point, not necessarily a dot, because you don't want them to look super placed. But the key here is variation of shape and color. Just like freehanding this like I do, make sure you guys look at pictures of freckle patterns, whether that be full freckles or natural freckles, and kind of figure out a sense of direction before you start of where you want to place them all, because otherwise subconsciously you start to put them in a specific place. So then they look staged again and not so natural. So make sure you do that as well. Message. From here, what I'm going to do is wait about 10 minutes and then rinse it off, and then I'll come back to you. What I do want to mention before I do that, though, is that these are going to be fairly dark when I first rinse the henna off of my face. Within 24 hours, it starts to change color. That's pretty much it. Here's my finished face. Make sure, again, you like, subscribe, follow a bit on social media, and come back for the next video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.